Hello students, welcome to biology class. In the previous class we have started with the animal kingdom chapter, and in the last video you came to know about the important terms of the animal kingdom chapter, and you already know what all are the phylums that comes under non-chordata section, that is invertebrates, and the phylums which comes under chordata section, that are the vertebrates. Okay, that means the chordates. In this class we are going to start with the first phylum of the invertebrate section, that is Porifera. Okay. Here these all are the general characters of the phylum Porifera. Here the word Porifera gives you the meaning that por refers to the whole, means the holes which are there on the body. Okay. Poriferans are the animals which are commonly called as the pore bearing animals. Okay. So, let us look into the general characters of the phylum Porifera. Here the first character says that members of this phylum are known as sponges. Okay. Since these animals will be having small pores on the body, they look like a sponges. Okay. So, all the members of the Poriferan phylum are commonly called as sponges. Okay. Then they are generally marine. See, whenever we talk about the habitat, some of the animals will be there on the land, some of the animals will be there on the water, and especially in the water the animals may be marine or freshwater. Marine animals means the animals which are living in the salt water, and freshwater animals means which are living in the river and lake waters. Here these poriferans, they are generally living in the marine habitat, that means they will be there in the salt water. Okay. Then the third one is, these animals are multicellular. See, these animals are made up of more number of cells. Here the multi refers to more, cellular means the cell. So, multicellular animals means made up of so many number of cells. Then they have the cellular level of organization. See, when we talk about the organization, we have four types. One is cellular, one is tissue grade organization, another one is organ grade of organization, and another one is organ system grade of organization. So, animals are classified based on these four organizations. So, first one is cellular, second one is tissue grade organization, third one is organ grade of organization, fourth one is organ system grade of organization. But these poriferans, these will be having cellular level of organization. Organization means the body is made up of so many number of cells. Okay. Then the sponges have water transport system, where the water enters through ostia and goes out through osculum. Here this water transport system is a key feature of this Porifera phylum. Here you can see this is an example, that is cycon. Here you can observe the water transport system. Here this animal is made up of small pores, you can see in this diagram. Okay. These small pores are called as ostia. Fine. The water enters through this ostia, means since these animals will be living in water, water will be entering into the body through the ostia. Fine. And when the water enters into the body, all the physiological processes like digestion, respiration, excretion, everything is done, and the waste water will be sent out through this osculum. Here you need to remember these two words. Ostia means the pores, the small holes which are there on the body, okay, through which the water enters, and this osculum, it is the largest opening through which the waste water will be sent out. It is these ostia are the inlets and this osculum is an outlet. I hope this point is clear. Then spongocoel is lined by choanocytes. Here you need to remember this word. Choanocytes are the type of cells which are particularly present in the phylum Porifera. Okay. This cavity we can say as the spongocoel. This spongocoel is made up of the special type of cells called as choanocytes. You need to remember this character. I hope this point is clear. Then the digestion is intracellular. here since these animals are made up of cells, the digestion process will be taking place within the cell. Okay, therefore we can say digestion as the intracellular process. Then we have the body is supported by spicules. Another most important thing you can remember in this phylum is the presence of spicules. Here you can see the presence of spicules. These act as a skeleton, we can say. See, even we have a skeleton inside our body which gives you the mechanical support. Same way, these minute organisms, these animals will be having the spicules which act as the skeleton, we can say, to give the mechanical strength. Okay. Then the sponges reproduce asexual by fragmentation. See, when we consider the smallest phylum animals, the sexual parts will not be well developed, so they can have the asexual reproduction. Here these sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation. See, the fragmentation means whenever the animal is cut into so many parts, each part will be developing into the new individual. Okay, that process we can say as fragmentation. And sexually by formation of gametes. Okay, here you can see the presence of gametes. So when the gametes are formed, you can have the fertilization and the formation of new individual. Okay, so it means that poriferans will have both sexual and asexual method. By the asexual method, they reproduce by fragmentation. By the sexual method, they reproduce by the formation of gametes. I hope the reproduction part is clear. Then we coming to the fertilization. See, fertilization is a process where you can see the fusion of male and female gametes. Okay, fusion of male and female gametes we say as a fertilization. And in the fertilization again we have two types, one is internal fertilization, another one is external fertilization. Okay, here the poriferans will be having the internal fertilization. It means that if the fertilization is taking place within the body of the female, we can say it as internal fertilization. If the fertilization is taking place outside the body, that we say as external fertilization. These poriferans are having the internal fertilization, means within the same body the fertilization will be done. Then the development is indirect. Here the development is indirect. In the development we have two types, one is direct, another one is indirect. Okay, direct development refers to there will be there is an absence of larval stages. For example, human beings, we develop directly, we do not have a egg stage, larva stage and all. And indirect development includes the egg stage, then the egg will be converting into larva, then finally the larva will be converting into the adult. That kind of development we say as the indirect development. Okay, and we human beings, we have a direct development. That is the difference you should remember. Okay, poriferans are having the indirect development. That means they have a egg stage, larva stage and finally the adult stage. Okay, here the example is Sycon, Spongilla and Euspongia. These all are the examples that belongs to the phylum Porifera. Okay, here you can see the diagram of the Sycon, one of the poriferans. Okay, here you can see the ostia means the pores and osculum, that outlet through which the water goes out, and the spicules which are there to give the mechanical support, and this is the spongocele which will be having choanocytes. Okay, I hope all the points are clear. Now I will be telling you the peculiar characters of this phylum. Okay, first thing is the presence of water transport system. Okay, you should remember this one. Then the choanocytes. Okay, you should remember this. Then the spicules. These are the peculiar characters which comes only in the Porifera phylum. Okay, in the next class we are going to start with the next phylum, that is Coelenterata. I hope this phylum is clear, and if you have any doubts you can ask me in the group. Okay, thank you.